I said, give me a hell yeah.
Saying, arguably, I love Edge more than you do because I want him to stay home so he doesn't get injured. Like, woo! Those cut to the core kind of, promos. But that's one. I don't know how the match is going to turn out. And I'd say that like the Daniel Bryan match was good. The Stone Cold Brock matches are always good. Obviously, Undertaker. They were all pretty good matches too. But I think what contributed to them being so good was the build. Mm-hmm. So I think we really might be in for a treat for some of these, Matt. So let's kind of dig into the card here. A couple of things I wanted to try and throw at you. Think about how could pre-taping benefit this particular match. Will the lack of a crowd kind of benefit or hurt the match? And then of course, will win and then should win. Matt, we go to the card. We got Aalyiah versus Corbin. A match they've built maybe 5 to 10 minutes. That's how much effort went into this one, Matt. Let's start with will pre-taping benefit this match?
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, I'm going to struggle. I don't want to spoil things here, but I'm going to struggle to not try and argue that pre-taping...
Or not maybe will it, how could it?
How could let's see? I would like to see Aalyiah get back at Corbin and throw him off of the Performance Center,
off of Pride Rock.
Like, what if
I don't know if you saw those videos and it was "Long live the king."
Yeah,
and then Scar hit Mufasa off. Yeah.
What if this was that opportunity to send Corbin off for a while? Because I think, like, what does he do after this? Then he's just gonna feud with someone else for another couple months, and it's going to be some bullshit where the whole the whole fan base just is so sick of him. They don't realize that he's actually doing a real good job. But I mean, it's something to kind of like rest and relax and reset the Triple R. And I think Corbin would benefit a lot from getting some time off. So Aalyiah and Corbin fight to the roof of the Performance Center, and so at least to the end of how, if you want to say how could pre-taping benefit this match, it's because now you have more opportunity to tell. I mean, this is the thing. Like if we take like why I say I'm going to argue this for all the matches, it's pretty tough to go take a step back and say anything isn't just going to be, you have more opportunity to tell a better story. And the better story would be Corbin getting his and also being written off the show. So I think you just have more creative liberty of how you're going to toss him off a building or run him over or just have Aalyiah get back at Corbin. Now, those would be moments that would be great in front of a live audience, but this is where you can build them up or not have, where Shane McMahon falls into a pile of cushions. You don't show that. You have Corbin go through a spike in the floor and he's got a rock
Mortal Kombat fatality style. Yeah. I think this match is going to be a nightmare. I think it absolutely needs people like, who wants to walk with Aalyiah? And then people booing Corbin. And I don't think either of these guys off the cuff are like super, charismatic. Like when the camera's going by and hearing the the NHL, they call it chirping. Let's hear how the boys are chirping tonight. I'm ringside. I can hear them chirping. A lot of chirping. We've never seen it from these guys. I think this could easily be the worst matchup on the card. I'm scared for it. I think Matt honestly should win. I'm going to go Corbin. Will win. I think it should be Corbin. I don't know if Corbin gets a lot of victories at this point in his career, but I do know he did win at last year's WrestleMania. And he's also won an Andre the Giant Battle Royal, Memorial Battle Royal at that. So I think he's really got Mania. I think he's got Mania figured out. This night's not too big for him. He's kind of like a tall, bald Seth Rollins.
Well, I'm going should win and will win is actually Aalyiah. So I kind of like where this is going because I'm going to let's start taking these notes while we're talking.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be tough. I got to do Mike should win. I don't. Okay.
Well, the next match we got on the crowd is The next match we got coming is Austin Theory and Angel Garza, a tag team who've, they've been together for decades, going up against the Street Profits. Man, Montez does not need a crowd to energize people. He gets everybody out of their seat at home off a couch.
You mean like when he gets up to do a huge move to go WrestleMania?
The one person he can't motivate is Austin Theory. It turns out.
I like to think that's why this match was booked, was just for Montez to be able to do this move again.
I think it's booked just to make Austin Theory do a top rope suicida and nobody catch him. So I think they just want him to know what it feels like. A la like the Kenny Dykstras of the world who would enter the Royal Rumble and just get slapped around from post to post to post to post. I think Austin Theory is just maybe going to take a big splash and some punishment as an apology, and then poor Angel Garza is going to eat a pin. This is
easy to answer.
Really haphazard. I don't know why this might easily be the second worst match on the card. The only shot, like the saving grace, is Montez, who, again, we're not going to have any crowd involvement. And Matt, little wrinkle here. He doesn't need the crowd. I think he's charismatic enough to, carry the whole match by himself. I think that after he's done, these guys should definitely be ringside. Not on commentary with microphones on. I just want to hear them, helping out with like McIntyre when he's doing the 3, 2, 1. Like I want to hear Montez at ringside getting that cheer going. I think that they should borrow from what AEW's been doing and having wrestlers ringside. I think these guys definitely need to be there.
Is that what Gronk's supposed to be doing? Is Gronk going to be ringside, like cheering?
I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that. Should win, will win. It's the Street Profits. There's no question.
Well, I didn't get to play. How could pre-taping benefit this match? Let's go back to Montez going splat. We can do that segment again, and Montez won't go splat because, well, he might, but we're just going to keep doing it.
You get one shot.
No.
You get one shot at a spine. You don't get 2 shots.
Do it again. We'll do my Kurt Russell. Or
reconstruct.
I guess he just said again.
Make him better.
Anyway.
Stronger. Faster.
Should win and will win is also Street Profits. Right?
Yeah.
And now, Mike, this could possibly be the third worst match on this card.
I think easily the third worst match.
I thought it would be fun to say because we just talked about how this is going to be a great WrestleMania. Now we're just going, these matches suck.
It's not that it sucks. It's just like the build. It's like Elias and Corbin. It's like one Monday Night Raw. Austin Theory and Angel Garza are friends now. And then Aleister Black and Bob Lashley. I don't even remember seeing them cut a promo. It's just they booked it for WrestleMania.
No, and that is 100% what happened with Aleister and Lashley.
We're getting to the good stuff. So we're rolling the toilet paper down, getting the poo-poo out of the way.
Yeah. So like we've got the match card, and like right about here. So we're here. Right about here is where it's like everything's great.
All right,
like
you start at the bottom. I'll start at the top.
All right. You were supposed to touch the bottom. All right. Nobody's.
All right, so
nobody can see my. Okay, so I actually have our screens stacked. So when I did that, I forgot. Nobody else is going to see that. We'll be side by side. We should have done it like this. Oh, we can high five faster.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. What'll be funny is when our 2 screens are flipped and going the other way. What
we're elbowing each other. This is a prime spot here where NXT probably could have used Aleister Black. I know he had nothing left to accomplish, but it's just this is what he's doing on the main roster.
Well, let's talk about this. We have an Aleister Black match. Could pre-taping benefit Aleister Black where he could do some cool, freaky shit? I think that's... No, okay. No. Well, I think there's a potential for that.
Part of the appeal, I think part of the appeal of Black is when he's live and it looks violent. So I think for him to look overproduced,
you can look violent when it's pre-taped. Go ahead.
No,
you can't.
Like it adds. I know you can. I'm saying that it adds to the authenticity that in the moment when he does that black mass kick, and you hear that slap, I'm like, ooh, that actually looked kind of real. But to know that it's got a little production to it. It's not like Bob Lashley is out there, like Dolph Ziggler. He's not the world-class salesman. So I don't feel good for anybody in this match. Fingers crossed.
But it's pre-taped, so we could make Bob look like a champ, like a super champ. We could make Alistair go over Bob, and Bob can fuck up as much as he wants because they took all day to film this match. So, boom, roasted.
Do you think that the difference between Bob Lashley being where he is now and being a world-class Hall of Famer is an extra take?
Maybe.
Is that what he's been waiting for his whole career? And he's going to put on a 5-star match, Daddy, this Saturday.
This is it.
You heard it here first. You want to hear a hot take? Matt just guaranteed a 5-star out of 5.
Oh, yeah. Read your question. Read your question. How could pre-taping benefit this match?
It won't. There's no saving this match. No.
God damn it.
Can't happen. But Matt,
I didn't know it won't.
Matt, we're getting to the point
the
where
question was, how could it?
Totally turns around. This is a storyline we've been subtly building on the sidelines here as Otis was at the Royal Rumble.
They did a bad job, though.
He was catching Mandy. We thought, they had some moments together. They shared a meal. And then Ziggler swooped in and stole his woman. And poor Otis was left heartbroken.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have a WrestleMania match. This match is really close to Hogan and Macho Man. Instead of Miss Elizabeth, it's Mandy Rose.
That's true. That's exactly what was going through my head.
I think that's what, on the big dry erase board, they said, how do we recreate Hogan Macho? All right, we got Otis, obviously. All right.
Here's what we need you to do, Otis. Now this, keep in mind, is in 2017. Otis, start an Instagram account and be a pervert for everything that Mandy posts. And then, in 2020, you're going to go one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler for the heart
now, in
Mandy
2020,
Rose.
We want you to delete all the pervy posts so we can make you the babyface in this match.
Right. Everything, think about this situation. This is why I think it was poorly booked. Why would you root for Otis? He's kind of a
lovable lug. You just don't read his Instagram comments and you'll feel a lot better, man.
That's what I'm saying. We should all be going for Ziggler 100%. He got Mandy because she actually wants him.
I have a feeling I'm debating somebody who owns, I don't know, ballpark 4 to 5 Dolph Ziggler t-shirts.
No, this is the reason
against somebody who owns a heavy machinery t-shirt. All right.
This is the match that should get the two of us to consider
breaking up,
unsocial distancing, and watching this together. But sitting at home on my couch and not driving sounds great.
It's pretty appealing, gotta say. It's just something that wasn't haphazardly put together. Over one Monday Night Raw. At least they tried to stretch it out. Haphazardly. They had a few tag team matches against each other, or Ziggler would interfere, be on the sideline. I'm for this match. I'm actually pumped. I think people are pumped to see if Otis has a singles match at WrestleMania, Matt. Whoever thought you'd be saying that? So I guess as far as the lack of a crowd, obviously I want the crowd to go over with Otis, but I think that this is better without a crowd because one of his best qualities, and it's something, we got to see him at the NXT shows, in Detroit, is hearing him chirping, and he's hilarious in the ring.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler, you're going to get my... I don't know what he's going to be saying, all sorts of crazy shit. But he's hilarious. We're going to be able to hear it. It's going to be, wired for sound there because the mics are right there on the wrestlers. We're going to get to hear Ziggler kind of try and cut a heel promo, which it's been okay, But stand-up comedy, really? He never said anything funny. All right. But Otis, I think, is legit funny. I think this is going to be a way to, shoot that star up into the stratosphere there. I think he's in good shape. I think he's in good shape to should win, will win, and help get over even without a crowd, because he's going to be able to get memed to death. I think this is a perfect outcome for Otis.
All right. So we're at 50 minutes. We just spent 5 minutes on Otis and Ziggler, and we've got another 12 matches.
All
so here's what
here's what I'm going to do for you. Do a match that you want to blitzkrieg through.
All right. Charlotte, Rhea Ripley. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. Woo-hoo-hoo! Man throwing shade. How about Bayley versus Sasha versus Naomi versus Lacey versus...
Yeah.
This is a
Sasha's
Titanic. This is a Titanic misfire. All you had to do is Bayley versus Sasha.
Pre-taping will help this match.
Really?
Yes. If we are pre-taping it and they're doing... So here's the thing. If you're pre-taping it and we're going to stop... Like, if somebody fucks up, like, we're going to stop mid-match and go, all right, let's run it again. Yes, this is the match that could totally benefit from that. The lack of crowd, could you imagine how dead the crowd would be during this match? Until, like 5 minutes to go, and Sasha starts to get in her licks. And then me should win, will win. It'll be Sasha to set up some stories for Bayley.
Well, what's funny is that if they're going to do, fantasy produce this match, what you do is you have Bayley and Sasha oppose each other, like at the start of the match, and then there's always that moment where like everybody crashes in, so like the clash that you wanted to see, you got to prolong it till the end. So we just see them like about to get each other, and then everybody runs in, and then you just produce them out, and they're already eliminated. So then we just get the Bayley Sasha that we wanted the whole time. My only, quibble with that is that I love Naomi. I love her new look, but this is not the time for her. This is Sasha versus Bayley time. That's what we want. That's how they should have produced this. That's why this match is getting blitzkrieged. Matt should win. Sasha will win. It better freaking be Sasha, because I can't believe she's going to lose another match like this.
That's what I agree. That's what I said.
All right. One more blitzkrieg here.
New Day, Miz Morrison, and the Usos is going to be great. It's going to be great. I just don't know. Like, this would be a great thing, a great match with a crowd. Pre-taping would, again, the only help here is if we're following this formula that they're going to stop if somebody fucks up. But I mean, the Usos and the New Day are always A+. And it's so great that the Usos are getting, like those. It was always something we used to complain about, that the Usos wouldn't be in a tag title match on the main card for WrestleMania. It just sucks now they don't even have a crowd in front of them. But, so there's the benefits. It will suck without a crowd, because I think this will be a huge match. So me picking this, I'm not trying to dump on it. But should win.
It's just tough because, think about the TLC match. What was that, 2001? With Edge and Christian, Hardy's, Dudley's. Part of the magic of that is that the crowd was just like screaming their heads off with like fright that these men were not going to survive. Like Jeff Hardy almost died. Edge definitely almost died. Jeff Hardy almost died again. Matt Hardy and Bubba almost died going through double tables. It was a bloodbath, and the cameras couldn't hear the wrestlers because the crowd's just like screaming their heads off. So I think the toughest part about this match is you have to sell quietly with the camera in your face and no crowd noise. So you can't just go. Like, you gotta and I don't know if all those guys are good screamers. You know what I mean? So I think this is a match that's gonna be impacted a little bit by lack of crowd, but this is 6 of the greatest physical tag teams that we have right now. They have a history with each other. It's gonna be great, but it's just this is one I think is gonna be hurt by no crowd.
Yep, completely agree.
We got should win, will win. We got
Usos both sides.
Yeah, I think should win probably Usos. You know how WrestleMania, they kind of like to pass the baton and it's your WrestleMania moment. But I wouldn't mind seeing Miz and Morrison, depending on the performance they put on. I think of those three teams, they're the only one that need the belt to stay relevant. I think Usos and New Day, Joker and Batman, they're destined to do this forever. But Morrison, I think he could use some gold. So Matt, we're almost to all like the main championships and the main like event draws. Rollins and Owens. I'm gonna say this is what Otis and Ziggler is, more of a comedy angle. Do you hear him chirping? Rollins and Owens are going to be really, really good at that. So either way, if there's a crowd or there isn't a crowd, like any opportunity to hear more of Kevin Owens. Oh, come here, you greasy bitch. Like, that's what he was saying on Monday Night Raw. I don't know if you got to hear some of that. But I think we're in for a real treat with this one. I think this is another one that really helps get both guys over because they're so witty. It's just great wrestlers overall. This is probably going to be, just an A+.
Yeah, this is a match that makes me think that the hiatus is bound to come because I don't know where either one of these like tremendous talents go from here. Like, if, the payoff match at WrestleMania, we're talking Roman Reigns and Drew winning their respective main event championships. So then, what do we do with Kevin Owens, who's having a hell of a build? I don't know. That's my worry with this, and again, why I hope there's a hiatus, because it feels like we're going to need to reset after this or find something to reset everything. But I would say I totally agree that the lack of crowd would be good for these two guys. I don't think it's not ideal. When we say that, we're not saying it's ideal for these guys, but they'll definitely benefit, and they'll make it super entertaining chasing each other around the ring. Should win. Again, I think this is Owens. I think Rollins had his time. I think when he's selling the chicken shit heel, I think that's when he's got to go down because we know he's talented. But will win just because I do see some concern with two face champions. I think it might be Rollins, but it should be Kevin Owens.
I think Rollins has gotten enough, victories with his cronies. It's time for Owens. Oh, they've sold it so much that Rollins, it's never my worst night, Rollins or Owens. So I'm not a huge. That was a bad Rollins. I don't know what that was, but I think Owens should win, will win. And again, this one I think this is a match, Matt. Sometimes when people be like, WrestleMania gets kind of predictable, and it's not. This is a match where it's not necessarily that, the outcome is such a whoa, what a shocker. But it's like they built to this, so Owens deserves it at this point, storyline wise. He deserves to get that moment at WrestleMania because he doesn't really get to have that many triumphs at the showcase. Let's try and knock out one of these. Super women's bouts, Matt. Charlotte versus Rhea. For
the NXT Championship.
I know, isn't that nuts? Rhea. It already feels like Rhea's in the main event. Like on Raw. That's how they've treated her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's. I forget she's even on NXT. She's barely on it. She's just always on Monday Night Raw, terrorizing Charlotte.
Yep.
But
fuck that one up pretty good.
She's the president of NXT going against, somebody who's the queen of NXT. Now she's the queen of WWE, arguably the queen of all women's wrestling right now. It's a story they've definitely helped build Rhea, basically all the way from like Summer Survivor Series going forward. Charlotte, she's been there. She's that stepping stone to, excellence, not greatness, excellence. Like if you want to prove you're excellent, you have to defeat Charlotte. She's the pinnacle. She's the apex. She is number one. And it's for that reason, combined with Rhea dropping belts sometimes to Toni Storm, and I think she sells a lot like Dolph Ziggler, which is an incredible, useful skill to have. But for some reason, when bookers see that, and not Booker T 5-time. I mean, like wrestling bookers, I feel like for some reason it just subconsciously gets in their head and they knock these people down a peg, Matt. I'm so excited for this match, but this is one I'm kind of gonna wince a little bit because I have a really strong feeling with the way AEW. They've been giving NXT bare butt spankings for weeks. It's the Wednesday Night Slaughter, Matt. I'm saying will win is Charlotte.
I know.
And arguably, as much as I love Rhea, I'm saying should win is Charlotte.
Charlotte will not get people to watch NXT. Not even that. That's not a thing. People aren't going to tune in because Charlotte's on. So I should win for me is easily Rhea because you need to keep building up that roster. If you think you're going to compete, then you've got to have Rhea go over Charlotte. And the will win. I do think Charlotte will win. I just don't. To me, it's a mistake to go, well, you've got to have your champion, your NXT champion that you crowned as just NXT champion and crossed off the women's. You crowned Rhea Ripley to hold that title, and they, will immediately cut her down. It's a mistake. The will win is Charlotte. Should win Rhea. We'll keep on moving. I'm just calling it now. So Charlotte is not going to do a promo to start NXT, and people are going to change the channel from AEW to NXT.
No,
not a thing.
Do you think this match is benefiting or hurting without a crowd? I'm going to say that it's one I wish that we could kind of get a gauge for how people feel about Rhea, and I guess I'm just concerned because there is no crowd for them to be like, oh man, maybe hey, tell the ref we're switching the finish on this one. I think part of that not being able to hear the people go crazy for that big stomp and the brutality entrance music, and I don't know how strong they are at chirping. And again, like Rhea's so good at selling. Remember when I was saying a moment ago about like New Day having to scream, falling off the ladders, Rhea actually has a really good "I'm hurt" scream, where I was like, oh God, in some of those matches with like Toni Storm. So it's kind of like, oh my God, is this another instance where she's such a good seller that again they have another? Well, she's pretty good at being broken, so let's take her title away. Like I kind of feel like they're gonna have like justification, evidence. See, take the belt away. She gets hurt. That's it. So I wish there was a crowd there to kind of mask her great ability to sell.
Yeah,
a little fog in.
I don't know if I could say that she needs the crowd. I think the two of them could still do a great match. I don't know. I think just going back to my point, like Charlotte's promos aren't going to bring anybody to NXT. I think to that end, what they can do and what they're good at doesn't necessarily need a crowd. So I'm going to say that they'll be fine without the crowd. And I think the pre-taping has like the same benefit as the other matches, as long as they can stop and retape. I don't know if there's too much to do here style-wise, unless they are taking a complete and full advantage of this and they're doing a bunch of cameras and flyover cameras, then that's, there's clear benefit there. But yeah, again, Charlotte will win.
Well, speaking of Styles-wise, we got Styles-wise, the phenomenal AJ Styles, man. He's going one-on-one with the Undertaker. And I didn't realize that Michelle McCool's finisher was the Styles Clash. That was pretty cool.
That was the big joke when AJ showed up, was that he was going to be copying Michelle McCool. This one could benefit so much from pre-taping because we've seen Undertaker's matches not go well, but I think there's another opportunity here to really show off what AJ can do. So yes, we want to mask any issues with the Undertaker, and if we're switching camera angles and missing stuff when he's missing spots, there's a benefit. But you also could get some pretty nasty camera angles of AJ doing some of his flying forearms. There's so much opportunity here with the pre-taping, just taking advantage of how you're going to produce it. Lack of crowd, it looks like the Undertaker's going in a different route for his own style. So we're going back to like the American Badass, or some people have said this is some sort of middle ground between classic
kind of
Undertaker. Yeah. So with that, I think they've already planned out. Here's what we're doing without a crowd. Like, this is just going to be me breaking your face with my fists. But easy thing here, Mike. I'm really running through this, but should win and will win is both the Undertaker. I love AJ Styles. He's going to make the Undertaker look like $1 million, as he should, because the Undertaker's royalty, and as long as he's still dragging his old bones to the ring, he should be dragging AJ Styles' bones into the boneyard. So,
yeah, I don't know. I guess
stop flexing. What are you doing? Cut it out. This whole time you're just like, yeah, you guys. I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
What? I don't know what you're saying, man. I'm just sitting over
you're
here.
Such a bag of dicks.
I just think this match, I'm not concerned about it being like not meeting at least a B. Just because, like you said, Styles is so good at getting people over, making them look really strong in the ring. Obviously, he's going to be able to do that with The Undertaker, arguably the greatest, in-ring storyteller of all time. This is a build I think, as far as AJ's acting chops goes, it's probably about the pinnacle of what he can do.
Yep.
And then Undertaker is, just called his wife. Talk about her. It's like, ooh, doesn't even want to say his name, so then Styles doesn't say, ooh, I think they've done a good job with that. The should win, will win, absolutely should be The Undertaker. It's WrestleMania. Styles has, gotten a few too many personal licks in, I think, to also get over him physically. And I'm just, when Styles is at his best, it's when he's flapping around on the ring. So I'm just kind of curious how a boneyard match is going to work. Like, if the Undertaker's going to bury him in dirt, what kind of terrain will AJ be flopping onto? That's what I'm curious to see. Will it be that fresh green grass, like when there's a new grave? Will it be dirt? Will it be a series of urns? I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm pretty excited to see it. Matt, let's knock another one out here. We got Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn. My God, this is a lot of wrestling. Matt, I gotta say, should win, will win Daniel Bryan, if only because Daniel Bryan's goal is to get all his favorite guys over. He did it with Kofi. He helped The Fiend, and I think he really likes Drew Gulak. So those training montages are hilarious, and I think ultimately the goal here is for Daniel Bryan to be the transitional IC champ, so he can get it to Gulak and help get that guy over.
Okay, I like the story you wrote there. I want Sami Zayn to win. I can see why the should is Daniel Bryan, but I still think there's an opportunity to keep Sami going strong. Right. So then Gulak could go over Sami himself at a different point. But will win. I don't know. It's tough to say on this one, and that's why this one's going to be so great, because it could easily go either way. There isn't a clear, like, Undertaker should win kind of thing here. So will win. I think a valid answer should be question mark, but I'll pick Daniel Bryan.
You know what? I'm going to ask you something that we haven't really talked about, and let's just do it with the last two matches. How long do you think this is going to go?
15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a long match. I think it's going to be like 10-15. What about the AJ Styles Undertaker match?
5 minutes. Boneyard match.
Yeah, I think that it should probably have this, like, the totally different match styles, but they should be dedicated like the same amount of time. Exactly.
So you're saying 15 for Undertaker?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, that's a... He's going to be a winded old man.
I guess the way that I'm looking at, like, I say 15 minutes for Daniel and Sami. I'm not talking entrances and walking out with the title. Bell to bell, 15 minutes. Undertaker does not need to wipe the floor with AJ for 15 minutes. I don't think AJ is getting in a lot of action on this one. Like, remember, this is not a WWE guy, so we're pretty familiar with what happens with, Sting at WrestleMania. Yeah. So, and especially with him going up against the Undertaker, this to me still feels like 5 minutes. So next up, Blitzcross Applesauce versus the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag titles. Mike, this is one we probably could have blitzed through. I think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it because I love Asuka. I love Alexa
all four
Bliss.
of them.
Yeah.
Collectively, we have quite a few. Becky, my girlfriend, has her Asuka shirt. I have my Kyrie shirt. You have Twisted Bliss shirt, I believe, or Little Miss Bliss. I think that's the one I bought for you. And Nikki Cross, as soon as she has a good shirt, I'll buy it. If I see that a sale on the Bliss Cross Applesauce, I think I will buy that shirt. It does make me laugh to see them, like high five in the middle. They're little cartoons. But I think this is just WWE's like, all right, Kabuki Warriors, you couldn't really get over the tag titles, so let's see what Alexa and Nikki can do. So I think win will be them. I love Asuka and Kyrie. I love them. I love their great Macho characters with the mist and the weird new dance that Asuka's doing all the time, and her angry promos strictly in Japanese. She doesn't give a fuck if you know what she's talking about. I love it, but I don't think that they do. I think they want Alexa to be, again, at the forefront. So should win, will be them. And Matt, this is a match I don't think needs any crowd. Asuka's hilarious. Alexa's hilarious. Nikki's a nutball when she was with Michael Cole. Three! Like, I can't wait for more of that. Well, yeah. They're being wired for sound there. So I think this is actually going to be a treat. So this is a blitzkrieg, but I think it's going to be a treat.
I agree with everything you said, but I'll say the want to win, I know that's not on our list, is Kabuki Warriors, because I still think there's something there that it's just untapped, and I think there's a lot of love on social media for the Kabuki Warriors that the WWE might be ignoring. All right, so if we're going non-title matches, right, we got to go Cena and The Fiend next. Yeah. Am I missing another one? Or no, let's no, fuck it. Yeah, let's do this one.
You're fine. Yeah.
Mike, pre-taping, everything with this match. Absolutely everything. I mean, talk about them like...
I want my imagination blown.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I did at SummerSlam when The Fiend debuted, and I was like...
I want that Bray Wyatt lamp that he comes out with. I want it to switch to John Cena's head for a second. And then I want them to switch it back, like John does, like double take.
Yes, one of two outcomes. Either the lamp is John Cena's head, or by the end of the match, Bray Wyatt carves up Cena's face so he looks like the Fiend mask.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
It should be that horrific. That's what we should see out of this.
A new Fiend mask out of John Cena, and we never see John again unless he comes back with like a...
Yeah, like they keep kayfabe alive. Like he's still in, like his weird... adult comedies, but he never wrestles again because kayfabe storyline, his face has been carved up by the Fiend.
Yeah.
Or the Fiend uses his voodoo magic to turn him into like a little puppet, so he becomes part of the cast. You know what I mean? So he can still, like they have that cartoon, WWE Summer Camp. Like Cena can still make cameos on WWE, but only as an action figure.
Now, lack of crowd. Again, we talked about how this is going to hurt at the top of our WrestleMania discussion.
I actually can't wait to see the imagination. Like, what if the Fiend snaps his fingers, and then he and John are action figures, and so then it's like Vince McMahon, having them fight each other kind of thing, kind of camera.
That'd be really cool. That would be super smart. Won't happen. So, should win, will win, easily the Fiend.
He has to get his revenge.
So,
please, God.
The other match that I hesitated and was like, oh, maybe I should do this first was Edge and Orton. Pre-taping, I think if we want to talk about matches that need pre-taping, this one doesn't need it unless, there's an issue with Edge and him not wrestling a ton. The lack of crowd is going to hurt this match. I mean, easily. This would have been
like the crowd deserved this payoff.
Metalingus. Yeah. So we know Edge's career isn't over because he's going to want to fight.
We got to hear one more. Yeah.
Right. And then the should win, will win. Mike, should win Randy Orton, will win Edge. This is one of the first ones I think I'm going should win and will win aren't the same, right?
Man, because you got a Kurt Angle, you got to go out on your back. It's just that I don't think Edge is done. I think he's going to have one more match, and that one he'll lose. So I think he'll win this one. Should win, will win, because they want to have more footage when you go on Twitter and Instagram of Edge, throwing the little devil horns up and spearing people. I think he's going to win, but I could definitely see where Orton. Like we just saw it with Corbin and Angle last year. The guy who's sticking around, you get the win. But it's all predicated on what Edge is going to do after this. And this is how you retire. You go against your arch rival of all time. Like, what's Edge gonna like? Is he gonna fight the Miz? Next month? Like, no, it's not. It doesn't. You don't go down from this.
Right.
You go up. So,
all right.
This is actually a tough one to book, so I'm glad you said something. No, because I thought it would be cut and dry, just Edge, but it's kind of like, well, what's Edge going to do after?
Right.
But Matt, there's a match that you mentioned a couple times here. Let's jump into it because I'm not super pumped about it. It's Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, but probably not.
I don't know why, but I was going to make that the last match. I'm so stupid. Yeah.
No way.
Let's get this shit out of the way.
Okay.
So pre-taping, I think there's going to be a lot of issues with Goldberg, and I if he's doing what's the leg, not an arm bar. It's not. Is it a leg bar? I don't know. If Goldberg puts up some shitty submission again,
the knee bar. Yeah.
Knee bar. There we go. Then we could fix that shit. Fix it in post. Lack of crowd is going to absolutely.
Kurt Angle runs in and he okay.
Here's how you do this.
All right, now it hurts. Okay, all right, and action. All
right. And then the should win is Roman. The will win is Roman. From my perspective,
it's not fighting. I thought we confirmed that. I thought he said on Instagram.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right. Oh my god, yeah. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's going to be a way worse match. Like, Roman is a good worker, and he does great jobs at WrestleManias.
All right, totally. Sorry, everybody. Anybody watching this is like, what the fuck are these two talking about?
It's going to be Braun Strowman, probably.
Yeah. I hate that the whole world agreed.
On short notice, I don't know who else he could have done.
The Rock.
Hell no!
Yeah.
You don't want to put The Rock through that. I don't want him to get injured versus Goldberg.
What about Triple H?
I don't know if I want Triple H to have a career-ending match either. I think one guy who could handle the bumps, I think they should just scrap that stupid Aalyiah storyline. Get Corbin in there with Goldberg. Jesus. Let the king of the ring get the gold.
This is funny because now they're going like, all right, Goldberg, we'll pay you for one fucking match, whatever. Now they're, oh fuck. How much did we say again? Because if we keep you champion, how cool does that look? So maybe not so much.
Maybe like two more.
Last one. No.
How about two? Give us two.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that Roman is sick. Yeah, if it's Braun Strowman, big fart, turd in the wind.
Let me, because obviously the ideal match, if we can't get Roman at WrestleMania, because it's Roman. Jokes aside, he's a great WrestleMania performer. Great, awesome. Not even going to question it. The second choice for both of us, obviously, would be Matt Riddle, because that would be the funniest match of all time. And Matt would just school him with arm bars and knee bars, and Goldberg would be just slack-jawed and helpless. He wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, it'd be great.
If I could get you, this might be a tough one for you. I'm making you think on your feet, not giving you a lot of time here, Matt, but Goldberg always hurts people. Bret Hart's noticed it.
Noticed it? Hey, look at my leg.
Undertaker may have noticed when he almost died. Matt, if you could fantasy book Goldberg to fight one guy at WrestleMania who could hurt people as much as Goldberg hurts people, Who would you pick?
You're a real piece of shit.
So I'm gonna start first because I'm
Ryback.
You think on your feet. Oh, Ryback! Man, that was way better than mine. My guy
really?
think he's alive. Yeah, that's such a good one.
I thought that was totally where you were going because it was always they would chant Goldberg when Ryback would come out.
Oh man, that is. Matt, you just Jake the Snake Roberts that one. That was a great one.
I was telling you to go fuck yourself because I was like, "Fuck you with your Ryback bullshit."
I was gonna do Vader because he always rips people's ears out. And fuck that, Matt.
Hey,
you
he's
win.
Dead.
That was a whole. Yeah. Well, it's fantasy book, Matt. Come on.
All right. So, okay, fantasy booking. Dead guys. Okay.
It's a fantasy, Matt. He's alive in my fantasies. But man, Ryback. Oh my God. Can you imagine social media blowing up for that match? Oh my God.
That would be fucking great.
Could they have swallowed their pride for one night and given us Ryback and Goldberg? Oh man.
Mike,
we gotta make some calls.
Duh, it's CM Punk's coming back. Come on.
Stupid.
Oh yeah.
Stupid. This stupid ass Ryback.
Oh, they should do Ryback for CM Punk next year.
Basically, if it's not Roman would have won, I think.
Yeah.
Anybody else
Goldberg
is just
should win, will win, because they need to have Roman go over stupid fucking Goldberg. What if it's Stone Cold? Wouldn't that be sweet? No? All right, so moving on. Does Stone Cold do one stunner? You know, like how it was one jackhammer took out Lesnar? Is it one stunner takes out Goldberg? Because, like, Vince is like, my guy is always, I have the best bald guy. So it's Stone Cold, Goldberg, one stunner, you're done.
When you stack up the power of these moves, it's one, a couple of spears will take out Brock, but one stunner, I think, takes out Brock. And half of a Claymore takes out Brock.
Half
a Claymore. That's all you need to take out Brock Lesnar.
Well, before we talk about the greatest victory of all time, let's get Becky and Shayna out of the way.
Oh, okay. The reason I wanted to put this one off is because I think they want to take the belts off Becky. She's had it a freaking year.
There she is.
They did this. They did this great like play card, promo visual for Becky, where she had all the different women that she's knocked off the list, and then the very last person was Shayna Baszler with a big question mark. And I thought it was kind of a cool graphic, but I don't know. Remember with Asuka, it's like they didn't want her to beat Charlotte because then where does Asuka go from there? She's already beaten the best. So then mathematically it means that whoever she loses to is inherently better than Charlotte. We can't have that, obviously. So why must Asuka lose to Charlotte?
What a horrible problem.
So what I think they're going to do is have Shayna win with help. And I think that's where Ronda makes her return. Because then what you can do is have Becky and Ronda fight for a while, and Shayna can stomp around with the championship without immediately having to fight Becky and have Becky lose, 2 out of 3 matches at pay-per-views or something like that. So you bring Ronda back, you make her relevant again, you take the belt off Becky, you give Shayna the belt, and you reset basically 3 people and the whole women's roster in one swoop.
I totally agree. I think... I don't want to make any jokes about pre-taping this match based on last year's main event, but there's my...
I think Becky matches are really good, but for some reason I feel like we've had a couple where the very last finish was kind of like, was it a pin? I think Ronda kind of kicked out. That shouldn't be an issue this year. That's the tiny. Becky is the man, no question. Has she had like 2 instances at really big matches where it's like the finish wasn't quite there? I think you're lying to yourself if you didn't see those and think, could have just been a little bit better. Just a little bit better.
So then the should win and will win is Shayna. I think regardless if Ronda's getting involved, but I think she is.
It's time.
Boy.
It's time to reset the division. But
I wouldn't even be surprised if it was like just Ronda's music and it distracts Becky, and that's how Shayna wins. Like, I think they still want to keep Becky as strong as ever.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why Ronda. That's why exactly. I think Shayna can still win dominantly, but not where Becky looks foolish. Like Cena and Brock. A couple of years ago. I think they're gonna exactly beautiful. Somebody's gonna interfere like Ronda to make sure everybody's still strong, but you reset the table with who's got the gold.
Well, the Irish lass is going down, but the Scottish psychopath, or no, the sexy Scotsman.
I'm a sexy Scot, Brock. You're ugly. Look at me. Sexy.
How about, God, I loved seeing him. It's my destiny. Like, I got chills watching that video. Yeah. That was great. Mike, pre-taping benefits this match. Only in the sense that you can't fuck up the ending anyway. Like, this is it. This is where we're going to get this amazing...
Yeah.
Now you have two guys. When Roman comes back, he'll win. But we'll have two guys at the top. Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns will take this company into the future. Both good-looking cats. Both really great wrestlers. I just...
Yeah, I mean,
just
Brock,
you get to anoint the guy and do whatever you want. You can't fuck it up.
Drew has hinted at it for years that I want Brock. I want him.
Yeah.
Give me Brock. And then Lesnar, bless his heart, if you, I know he doesn't wrestle all the time, but if you were offered that contract, you do the same. You do the same thing. Matt at Royal Rumble, not only did he eat a Claymore kick and get eliminated, he let Drew stare him down for like 10 minutes and make Drew look like $1 million.
As
they had
Drew McIntyre fan, the scariest couple of minutes of my life.
I know, it's like, just let it be. Yeah. Just let it be. You won.
You go out there. You apologize right now. You get out there and apologize to Brock.
Maybe you thank him.
Oh, it won't hurt.
I'm not going to thank Brock.
Drew?
Maybe you thank him. You say you're sorry.
It doesn't hurt.
Don't get eliminated in the Royal Rumble.
You son of a bitch.
And then he would turn and look at you and give you a 3, 2, and then you'd pee your pants. I don't want people to forget that Brock also let Drew kick the shit out of him multiple times on Monday Night Raw. And when Drew was just like the adrenaline was just coursing through his body, like, my God, I'm going to be Brock at WrestleMania. It's going to be so fucking cool. And Brock was like, pick up the belt, you stupid bitch. And then he's like, oh shit, I should get the belt though, pretty cool. Yeah. Like, that was Brock, like, saving the moment. That was such a great thing for Brock to do. So Brock is finally doing the thing we've always wanted. He's, picking a guy and being like, with his silly Brock voice, I want this guy to get over,
silly bitch.
So, should win McIntyre. They've invested so much into this story. Will win McIntyre. And Matt, of all the matches, if they just, do it how WWE's been doing it since, the COVID-19, empty arena, stubbornly, go ahead, Vince, put your stupid balls out there and make Drew's moment happen in dead silence, except for Michael Cole. Please look at what AEW's done and have some guys peppered in the crowd. Have them 6 feet apart if you have to. Make a note about it. Have something like, we're all 6 feet apart. We're all washing our hands. But you got to have some people excited for this countdown, because storyline-wise, kayfabe-wise, everybody wants to see Brock get conquered. The whole roster. That's the storyline. He's the beast. He never loses. He's got this annoying penguin who comes out. He's his advocate. Everybody always wants to see this guy fail. So this should absolutely be a confetti moment. The crowd of wrestlers cheering on Drew. I really want this to be a big moment for McIntyre.
I just don't want to find out they're going on hiatus, because after everyone celebrated in the pre-tape show with Drew, turns out Drew had COVID-19 and he gave one quick achoo, and the entire roster got sick. That's how Drew sneezed, right?
Achoo! Yeah, I mean, test everybody thoroughly, and then please give Drew this big moment. It has to. I want to feel good about it. I don't want it to be just I don't want to watch a cricket riding a tumbleweed. That's not what I want. I want somebody to be excited, besides me at home.
Well, Mike, I hope everybody joins us to hear our excitement. Join us on Facebook as the Brothers of Discussion on Instagram. We are the Brothers_of_discussion on Twitter. We are at BOD Podcast. Find the website, bodpodcast.com and brothersofdiscussion.com. Of course, if you head over there, we'll have all the links to the YouTube channel, the IGTV, the Instagram, everything. It's all linked right there. So if you can't remember all these handles, just go to bodpodcast.com and brothersofdiscussion.com. Mike, I, for one, still can't wait for WrestleMania to start.
Oh, yeah!
I'm super stoked. You know what? It's getting, I know it's dark outside, but it's so weird that it gets darker. Like, now my face is getting darker. But anyway, this is a good time to sign off since there's some light in my room. What?
Matt, give us one more McIntyre about Destiny. Take your hat off. And then kind of look out like the wind's coming in.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Gotta get that Brock Lesnar. Gotta get that Brock Lesnar.
It's my destiny.
Holy shit.
Where that little guy was on the sideline. All right.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.